Welcome back. Got a little something different for y'all today. Recently made a video adjusting the clock on my Chevy Silverado pickup truck because it was daylight savings time. Thought I'd do a video to help y'all out, right? Well, a larger channel, Fro Knows Photo, aka Jared Polin, he shoots raw, y'all, by the way. He decided to leave a little comment on that video. It basically said something along the lines of, "It looks like Chevy paid you to make this video. Sad." Now I'm off for constructive criticism. This is really more of a trolling comment though. To be honest, I was taken back a little bit. That's not really the point. What's bothering me more is something else. And it has to do with the video he made about the Canon R1 and the R5 Mark II. And now his channel's completely flip-flopped on the R1 from the video he did a few months ago. Let me break it down. In his first video, Jared was pretty clear. The Canon R1 was not the flagship camera in Canon's lineup. He said that the Canon R5 was far more capable, cheaper, and it made more sense for serious photographers and videographers. And I agreed with him 100%. Looking at the specs, just had better stuff. It's an amazing camera, and I think it deserves all the praise that it can get. But then, in this most recent video, at least at the time this video was being prepared, he completely changed his tune on us. Suddenly, the Canon R1 is now the best Canon camera ever and has the best autofocus, and the buttons feel way better than the R5. Before, they wasn't a problem. Now there's a problem with the buttons on the R5. The R1's got better buttons. R5's buttons now, y'all, R5's buttons are just a little too close. Now the R1 has the best autofocus in the entire market, in the entire world. I just felt like it was a 180-degree difference of what he said in that first video. Actually, there was two videos. In the R5 video, R5 Mark II, he said that was the better camera of the flagship. And then in the R1 video, he also said the R5 was the better camera. So honestly, his latest video just seemed a bit disingenuous, like he's trying to backtrack or something on his own words, as if Canon may have paid him to say that or something, you know? So less than halfway through his video, I made a comment saying that such reversal on the R1 and the R5 Mark II seemed to me like it had been a paid video trying to boost the sales of the R1. I mean, even the look on Jared's face as he was reading his teleprompter, he just kind of had a deer in the headlights look. It just all looks so fake. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, big time Sony guy.
That's right, I'm leaving Canon. Canon, I gotta tell you, I'm a little disappointed with you. There's so many things that you could have been. Awesome was one of them, and you decided not to.
Sony fanboy. I've owned the A7S III.
My next video will be a lot clearer than this because I'll be on my Sony.
A couple years probably. And I love that camera. It's an amazing camera for video, and the quality's quite phenomenal. But then, of course, you know, Sony dropped the ZV-E1, which is basically just an upgraded A7S III model. Has that AI chip in it and a lot more capabilities. Personally, I love that camera, but it's got some overheating issues that I am not prepared to deal with. So let's just start a little what if for the Canon fans out there. What if Sony really wanted to outdo that R1? It really wouldn't be that hard. Imagine this. All they'd really need to do is take the ZV-E1 guts and put it in that A9 Mark III body, you know, with the articulating screen and, you know, all the good stuff that's in that. What if they then threw a 24 megapixel sensor right in that sucker? And now you got a camera that does everything the R1 does and more. The autofocus would be great. Video capabilities would be great. Overall performance will be outstanding. It'd be on a whole nother level. Sony could easily take the lead with a camera like that. And it'd really be tough for Canon to top it, or anybody else for that matter. Oh, by the way, while I was putting this video together, I saw on SonyAlphaRumors.com that there was some leaks for the new A7S IV. Check this out. It's supposed to have a new stack 24 megapixel dual layer sensor. There's some more stuff that they said about it, but it's going to come in at $4,000. So I asked ChatGPT about what it had heard the rumors are for the A7S IV, and it said not only did it hear that it had the new stacked 24 megapixel sensor dual layers, but that it also was going to have 8.5 stops of stabilization and was going to be 8K capable. I mean, goodbye R1, but don't worry, I'm sure Jared's going to hate it. So while I do have a lot of respect for Jared and Steven over at Fro Knows Photo, I just don't agree with the flip-flopping on the R1, especially after saying that the Mark V was the better camera in the first place. And I think it's really important to stick with your opinions. I mean, the specs are the same as they were before. Why the sudden change? And that goes doubly for somebody that's going to comment on camera gear that's got such a huge following, like 1.5 million. Man, you got a great big channel. I'm really happy for you too. But you know, it's kind of like what Uncle Ben said. With great power comes great responsibility. But hey, you know what? I'm not that photographer Peter Parker. To be honest, Jared ain't the Green Goblin. He's a little bit more like that Bonesaw McGraw, though, I gotta be honest with you. Anyway, thank y'all for dropping by. I'll see you next time. Oh, side note. One thing Jared and I probably could agree on, that Kangle hat's banging.